Leo.
Thank you, Mr. Brett.
All right, love you.
Love you. All right, awesome. Let's give Mr. Brett Gove a big round of applause. All right. Awesome. I think my mic, can you guys hear me okay? All right, perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being here, by the way. You guys are in the right room. Do you guys feel like that? You guys are in the right room right now? 100%, right? Have you guys got at least one nugget of wisdom that you guys are going to apply and implement in your business? Yes? Yeah, round of applause for that, because everything is about implementation, right? And you guys are definitely in the right room. So I'm super grateful to be here. I'm going to forward here for the first slide. So this is my goal. I'm going to help you guys to gain an additional 144 hours a month utilizing artificial intelligence. Who's leaning in and really using artificial intelligence, by the way? Like, raise your hand if you're really leaning in and using it. Raise your hand if you're kind of using it and you're trying to figure it out. Okay? And raise your hand if you're like not using it. You're like, I don't want to use AI. Okay, cool. Awesome. So everybody's either like using it or trying it out. Great. So here's a little bit about me. Oh, actually, before I get about me, this is a Dallas, Texas market update. So this is a pretty unique case study of what you can use artificial intelligence for. Who's already using it for market updates? Are you guys using it for that? So obviously, I'm not from here. I'm from California, right? I flew in this morning to speak to you guys. But I created this market update, and I actually created an entire podcast for you guys. 20-minute podcast, and it actually breaks down all of the highlights of the market, and it shares with you, the average median price, the home sold, and this is for the month of June, okay? So that's a YouTube link that you guys can grab right there. By the way, how I created the podcast is by doing deep research, number one, right? Deep research for the month of June, and step two was Notebook LM. Who's using Notebook LM, by the way? Okay, this one, it's like one person. Guys, Notebook LM is probably like my favorite AI app. And it's free. It's a Google product. And I imported the data, and it gave me a full-blown podcast of 20 minutes in about 3 minutes. It's pretty crazy, right? So here's a little bit about me. This is myself and my queen, Mighty, right here. She wasn't able to make it. She's actually pregnant, and I'm actually going to be a dad. So I'm very excited. I'm going to be a dad. Out of all the stuff I got on that screen, I'm like, the most exciting thing right now is I'm going to be a dad in November. So I'm so excited about that. Shout out to all the parents in the room. You guys are superheroes. And this company has literally changed my life. I love EXP. I love Brent, Nicole. Thank you so much for putting it together. Huge round of applause to you guys. Thank you so much for. These events are not easy to put together, guys. This is not an easy thing. So thank you guys for leading the way and allowing this opportunity for us to contribute and collaborate at a really high level with one another. But in the last 12 months, just within my organization, we serve close to 10,000 families. We're in 42 states and 11 countries. We actually just came back from Barcelona because I actually have a team out in Barcelona that I never met in person. It was all virtual. And I had an opportunity to actually meet them for the first time, and it was like so awesome. They literally felt like my family, and I never met them in person, but because of EXP, we're family, all over the world. So that's a little bit about my story. 20 years in the business. I was with two brands prior to EXP. I was Remax 9 years, Keller Williams 4 years, EXP 6 years. But I did all the mistakes that everybody, or I don't want to say everybody, because I'm pretty sure everybody probably has different stories. But my story is I got into real estate. I made really great money right away. But it was taken away right away because the market collapsed right after that. So my beautiful car that I bought was repossessed. My beautiful house that I bought was foreclosed. And I got evicted 6 times after that. So it was a very difficult time, and that was a very humbling experience for me. One of the reasons why I'm very humble. That grounded me right away, right? It taught me that lesson to be, keep my feet on the ground, because one day you could be on top and the next day you could be wiped out. It happened to me right away. So that's a little bit of my story. So now we're going to dive into AI. I'm going to try to make it as fun, as informational as possible so you guys can have a lot of takeaways. You guys are seeing, obviously, that there's a ton of money being thrown at AI, right? Every other week, there's like 500 billion, 500 billion, $2 trillion. Like, the people are throwing massive amounts of money at artificial intelligence. So it's not just going to impact the real estate industry, guys. It's going to impact the entire world. Who's looking at the virtual staging? Like, the girls with grit, right? They did an amazing job. Like, the virtual staging, like, think about stagers nowadays, right? This is like every profession that you could think about is going to be disrupted by artificial intelligence. So these are like the latest and greatest news. And I just want to obviously acknowledge that you guys are at the right place at the right time. And I think the agents are not going to be replaced by artificial intelligence, but agents that utilize artificial intelligence are going to disrupt the ones that don't. This is where we're at as far as artificial intelligence speak, right? This is where, there's terms like AGI and ASI. Artificial generative intelligence is basically PhD level intelligence in all categories. And Grok 4 literally just achieved that. So imagine that. Grok 4, a platform, is a PhD level genius at basically every aspect of reality. Pretty crazy. That's where we're at, AGI. The next level that everybody's talking about right now, which is why Mark Zuckerberg is offering $100 million to recruit people from other companies. Who's seen that, by the way? Who's seen that Mark Zuckerberg is out there recruiting and offering $100 million for them to join his company? Right? It's pretty crazy. I was like, man, like I didn't know that other companies recruited at this level. Pretty crazy, right? But what they're achieving, like what they're looking to do, all of these different companies, they're trying to see who's going to be the first one to achieve artificial super intelligence. So artificial super intelligence, we can always speculate what it's going to be, but it's going to basically be the combination of all knowledge of all humans combined in one platform. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So we'll see what happens. And this is what's going to happen, right? Anything that is repetitive, artificial intelligence is going to disrupt. So think about the things that you do in your daily life. What's repetitive? Because that's what's going to disrupt. Also, I talk to a lot of people about artificial intelligence, obviously, because I'm obsessed about it. But then the next thing that comes up, well, you know what? I'm going to have my kids become plumbers. I'm going to have my kids, do construction like I used to. I used to do construction before. But anything physical is going to be done by a robot. Elon Musk said this, and Peter Diamandis, which is another guy that I keep track of, he said that we're going to have 10 billion humanoid robots walking amongst us by 2040. That's not that far away, guys. It's like 15 years. It's a blink of an eye. It's really quick. I've been in the business 20 years, and it seems like it's been a blink of an eye. 15 years is right around the corner. So what are you going to do? You're like, what's going to happen with me? Right? IQ is no longer the superpower in the world. Everybody has a genius in their pocket right now. Every single one of you. Whether you know it or not, you have a genius in your pocket. So that means that everybody has Rolls-Royce IQ in your pocket right now. So what happens? That everybody has a Rolls-Royce. It's not the popular thing. So what is the thing? It's EQ. EQ. It's always been the thing. This is why I'm so excited as a real estate agent because, guys, I'm not a tech person. I'm not like somebody that learned like tech and all this stuff. I'm a sales guy. I've served close to 2,000 families to buy and sell real estate throughout my career. So I'm not like a tech person, so just want to demystify that. So if you're thinking like, man, I'm not a tech person, you don't got to be a tech person. Right now, you guys as real estate professionals are in position to thrive with artificial intelligence more than anyone else because I'm going to share with you guys a couple of reasons why. But emotional intelligence, soft skills are the new superpower. Soft skills are the new superpower. Absolutely. We got one whistle. I think we should have got a clap for that, right? Soft skills, guys. That's what we're good at. That's what we're great at right there, soft skills. So we're witnessing the rise of the artist. And this is just my opinion. But I think that the way that you talk, the way that you interact with people, the way that you walk, everything you do in your reality is your art. So we're seeing the rise of art because that's what's going to happen, right? Everything is going to be taken off of our hands. So what does that leave you with? You become an artist. And then you get to do many things. And obviously, I understand that, obviously we're living into utopia or dystopia, right? Because there's like two narratives, right? People saying like, hey, everything's going to be really great or everything is not going to be really great. Well, I'm putting my money that the world is going to be a better place. I'm going to have a baby, right? So I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Right? I wouldn't be bringing a child into the planet if I didn't believe that the world was going to get better. So let's give a round of applause for that because I really believe that. I really believe the world's going to get better, guys. So Tony Robbins, right, which I love Tony Robbins, changed my life. The first book that I read was Unlimited Power, changed my life. And this is one of his quotes, I believe. The quality of your questions determines the quality of your life. And this also makes a big difference in artificial intelligence because the quality of questions you ask from artificial intelligence is the quality of the output, which is the name of the prompt. So I'll get into that too. This is a truth bomb. That's why I put a little bomb right there too. AI doesn't work if you don't. Okay? It doesn't work if you don't, right? You can get on these AI platforms, you can get super excited, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I haven't done anything. So these platforms only work if you do. By the way, who noticed that we have 800 million users in ChatGPT on a weekly basis? 800 million people. And I put this graph on there if you want to take a picture of this, but these show you the types of platforms that have been around that have done it in the past that have achieved 800 million users. ChatGPT did it in 2.5 years. 800 million users, right? Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, all these companies average was about 7 to 10 years. It's pretty crazy how fast these things are moving. So, again, I already told you guys have a genius in your pocket. How many questions? What kind of questions are you going to ask this genius? Right? Everything you could imagine, you can ask this question. Also, you need to change your mindset because in the past, 1 plus 1 equals 2. Right now, 1 plus 1 equals 20. You got to think exponentially with artificial intelligence. You can't think 1 plus 1 equals 2. What you can do in 1 hour, I wasn't able to do in an entire month. Think about that. Like, that's how powerful this thing is. And I'm going to talk about social media because I'm really intentional with social media as well. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's over 5.2 billion people on social media. That's almost the entire world, guys. If you're still sleeping on it, you're like, that social media thing. Social media is here, and it's getting bigger. Your grandmother's on there. Come on, guys. Seriously, right? My grandmother's already passed, so else she would be. Both of my grandmothers, by the way. But this is, and social media is gaining a new user every 8 seconds. Or 8 users every second. I flipped it around. So what do you need to master artificial intelligence? These are the 4 key qualities that I came up with, right? I'm not a tech person, but this is what I came up with. I think you need curiosity, clarity, creativity, and consistency. If I had to bundle up all of those words in one word, it would be mastering communication. And that's what we're great at as real estate professionals. Real estate is all about communication. So this is what you need to do to master artificial intelligence. These are the platforms that I use. You want to take a picture of these. Leverage Llama, Notebook LM, which I talked to you guys about. Who's like me that doesn't like to read stuff and likes to listen to stuff? Okay? So you guys are going to love Notebook LM. Take any article that you don't want to read, upload it into Notebook LM, and it'll give you a podcast that you can listen to, and you can digest that information in a more brilliant way. It's awesome. Also, Fixer AI, which we just rolled out at EXP. I love Fixer AI, by the way. Who's using Fixer in here? Yes? How much time is that saving you guys, right? You get all your emails in a draft. You get to see it. And every single time that you interact with your email box, it gets better. It learns about you. And next time you get that response, I'm like, man, it answered it better than I could have. Fixer AI is game changer. Repurpose.io. Yes, we have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Threads, X. We have so many different platforms. So one of the things that I do is that I post a lot on Instagram. So when I post on Instagram, I also have it repurposed on all these other platforms automatically by using repurpose.io. It's a great platform, and you only have to set it up one time. Captions app is also another great platform. That one's on your iPhone. I think it's on Samsung now for Samsung users. Just shout out to Samsung users. I'm an iPhone user, but just saying, right? But Captions app is a great platform. You can get digital avatars. You can put captions in there. 11 Labs, this is a platform that actually makes phone calls. Yes, artificial intelligence robots that actually make phone calls that sound better than you on it, right? I've never trained a new agent and that agent execute the script 100%. When I gave 11 Labs a script, it executed 100% the first time. Isn't that crazy? This is how fast it's moving. Obviously, ChatGPT. Lovable. Who's using Lovable in here? Mistina Call, right? A couple of people in here in leadership. And this is, shout out to Glenn Sanford, by the way. I was at a conference and I spoke about artificial intelligence. He's like, hey, Leo. He's like, have you used Lovable? And I'm like, what's that? I immediately, as soon as I left that room, got into Lovable, guys. So get this. To build software in the past, you had to have the idea, you had to hire a developer, and you needed to deploy your platform. Now, you can go from idea to platform. Literally, you can build websites, you can build landing pages, you can build an entire platform in a matter of an afternoon with lovable.dev. And it's all about the prompting, which I will get to the prompting and how that works. Also, we got Canva, which we have at EXP. By the way, Canva has another platform that I love to use. It's called VO3. VO3 is also a video editing platform that you can put in your prompt and it'll create a fully edited video for you about anything, literally. So Tasia.ai, this is more YouTube related. This will actually help you to put in your subject lines, your descriptions, your tags, so you can upload your video automatically and even will create your thumbnail. So, all right, cool, enough of that. So, the best real estate coach in the planet is Brent Gove. Even though I want to say that, I love Brent, but it's artificial intelligence, guys. Guys, like seriously, right? No, but I would say you're my first choice though, Brent, seriously. But seriously, yeah, I'm like, here, give them another 10 minutes, guys. All right, cool. So, role play scenarios, guys. How many of you have maybe a fear of calling an expired or for sale by owner, or maybe a commercial client, or maybe a divorce client, or maybe a customer that you haven't spoken to? Is anybody in here? Is everybody in here confident 100% to talk to every single person? Right? Maybe? Yes? I'm talking to you guys. Yes? No? Maybe? Okay. So what I would advise you to do is actually role play the scenario, right? If I'm calling an expired for the first time, I'm going to ask ChatGPT voice, and I'm going to ask it to role play a scenario with me as if it's the seller. And then I'm going to reverse the role, and I'm going to become the agent, and then I'm going to flip the roles, and I'm going to have it coach me and tell me what I could have done better, right? Because your coach, as great as he or she could be, is only going to be available for 30 minutes a week maybe, and this coach is available 24/7. Okay, so agent attraction, expired for sale by owners, past clients, circle prospecting, foreclosures, commercial, negotiate any scenario. I've literally negotiated price reductions. I've negotiated like just the most random things. Like we were buying a dog the other day, and like it was for my mother-in-law, and I was able to negotiate almost $1,000 off of the dog that we were buying because I fed it to ChatGPT and I said, hey, I want to get it at this price, and it just kept coming back, and I got the price that I wanted. He or she that is the last one in the negotiation usually wins, right? So ChatGPT doesn't run out of responses, as far as I know, okay? So just so you know. So prompting. This is what AI is all about. The better that you can get at prompting, the better you're going to be at artificial intelligence. Prompting is basically just your ability to ask questions. That's basically what it is. So one of the things that I am going to share with you here, and it's like 4 easy steps to create your own GPT. Who has had GPT in here or several GPTs, right? I know there's like a handful of people. I have 11 GPTs. GPTs, like you can think about it like having a artificial intelligence assistant. That's what I want you to think about it. So I have a GPT that is a copywriter. I have a GPT that is a Instagram posting assistant. I have a GPT that's just dedicated to my Facebook. I have a GPT that is contracts, right? So you have a specific assistant for each one of these things. So here's how you build it. Here's the tools that you need. You need ChatGPT, you need Google Docs, and I also put in Manus, because Manus is also a product that I've used that also works like ChatGPT agent mode, which I'm going to talk to you about. But agent mode has only been around for 5 days. So that's why I had Manus in there. That's what I used to use. So what we're going to do here in these next 4 steps is create a social media GPT. This is the first step. The step 1, and take a picture of this because that's all you're going to do. Can you analyze my Instagram account and create a personalized step-by-step strategy, go viral, and grow my brand? Please include viral content hooks, posting schedule, growth tactics, analytics insights, and recommendation tailored to my niche, audience, and visual identity. So that's basically what you got to do. And my goal is to recruit, to work with buyers, to work with sellers, right? This is going to be the first step. And you're going to use either ChatGPT agents or you're going to use Manus. Because what it's going to do is it's actually going to research your Instagram, and it's going to give you a 20-page outline of what it researched about your social media specifically, and it's going to give you an outline on how to win with it. So that's pretty crazy, guys, because you can take advice from anybody about social media, but your social media is unique to you. Your social media advice should come from your analytics. So now you can have this be your research buddy. So the next step is going to be deep research, and this is the prompt for the next one, deep research, okay? I'm not going to read the whole thing, take a picture of this, but this is deep research. Deep research is going to take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes. Because one of the things that I did is like for my Instagram GPT, I said, all right, research my Instagram. And then I also want you to research all realtors and tell me what's going viral on social media. So now I have a full 20-page report on my Instagram and a 20-page report on social media, period. Are you guys still with me? Is this still making sense? I know I'm saying a lot of stuff really fast. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, cool. This is step number 3. Because once you get those first two points, now you're going to give the instructions to actually train the GPT to basically be your assistant. So create a GPT called Social Media GPT, or you can call it whatever you want. I just put this in there. So this is the third step, and it's gonna be a marketing coach for real estate professionals. GPT should provide high converting content strategies. You guys get the message, right? Third step. Step number 4. I actually screenshotted it because I wanted you guys to see, like, where do I go, Leo? Like, I'm lost. Look, so you're just I put the arrow right there for you guys. All you got to do is go to create. That's literally what you want to do. Okay. This is the next step. You're going to take the research for your profile, the research for Instagram, and the instructions, and you're going to paste all of that stuff in there. Okay? And you're done. That's it. Now you got a full-blown social media GPT. This is an assistant now. This is an agent. This is a term that you guys hear on the, build my first agent. This is how you build your first agent. And you guys, you're going to pay anything for that. Awesome. Was that good? Yes? Should I keep going or should I stop? All right, cool. Awesome. Perfect. So now this is a really good prompt too. This is a prompt for scripts, right? So if you want to have unique scripts for your business, this is going to give you first-time buyers, investors, luxury. It's going to give you every script that you guys want, because this is the question that I get every day, by the way. Hey, what script should I use for this? Here it is. I have an entire library for it. By the way, I created here at EXP my own GPT I basically fed it all of EXP's content, which is all the licensing information for all 50 states and 27 countries. And I also fed it everything Let's Grow Movement, which is my organization. So now when somebody asks me a question, I text them back, here, ask my GPT. So I'm getting my organization used to asking my GPT, and now they're not coming to me with questions. They're going to the GPT. And sometimes I get somebody, hey, Leo, I asked it the question, and it didn't give me the response. I go back to my GPT, and I tell my GPT, hey, you missed this one. Boom, 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 boom. I update it, and it's done. So imagine that. You do that for 30, 60 days, you're going to run out of questions that people are going to have. So our own community is going to help us to build the best GPT. Scripts, done with that. Take a picture of this. This is how you build a funnel. By the way, you should be thinking about funnels for everything. The top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, the bottom of the funnel. This is the exact prompt that I use to create my funnels. Because every training that I do events just like this, and I do also trainings online. I make my online trainings look like big events. And I create a funnel for it. I have a text message that goes out, an email that goes out, and I also have a 12-month follow-up that goes out after you registered with my funnel. Also, time management is a big one, right? If you want to create a productive calendar, this is going to be a big one too. Take a picture of that. I'm not going to read it. You guys are taking a picture of that. And guys, look at the beautiful thing about this. Copy and paste. That's it. You guys are just going to copy and paste. This is your open house prompt. By the way, I built my career on open houses. I obsessed about open houses. I couldn't afford anything else. I couldn't afford marketing. So I did open houses every single day. I wish I had a guide like this, right? So this is exactly what you're going to do here for your follow-up and your campaigns and everything. So your SOI, right? Every agent that I talk to, 60+% of them say they get their business from SOI. So this is probably going to be your favorite prompt. This is going to help you to design the exact process for your sphere of influence. Your outreach, personal messages, value-adding content, the works. By the way, guys, I'm telling you, it's copy and paste. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't say, I can't do this. You can do this. It's copy and paste. It's really simple. Actually, I built this on Lovable. I built my own prompting site that basically has all the top 100 prompts, and it also is connected with ChatGPT. So you could run all your prompts, house your prompts, because that was the thing that I was getting to. I'm like, I have all these prompts. Where do I put them? Let me build some software around it. So that's what I did. So I'm taking action, guys. I'm like implementing, right? And I only learned about Lovable a month ago. One thing I do want to say Guys, sounding the alarms, because if you have your voice on social media anywhere, or a video of you, or a picture of you, you can possibly receive a call from somebody that sounds like your family member that's going to be asking you to send them over some money. So my advice is to create a family PIN, okay? Only that you and your family know. Just like you have a PIN for your debit card, I want you to have a family PIN. Because if somebody calls you asking you for $1,000, just tell them like, yeah, bro, I'll send it to you right now. What's the PIN? The AI is not going to know your PIN, okay? Round of applause for that one, guys. Seriously, I'm going to save you guys some money right there. And I'm like, because it can clone everything. If I got voice and image, I can clone anybody. And I'll show you guys how I do that right now. So we're going to change gears really quick. So I want you guys to get off the hamster wheel, and how you get off the hamster wheel is by delegating. Do you guys agree? Yes? Okay. So if you want to master delegation, you got to master documentation. All right? Master delegation, you got to master documentation. Basically, SOPs. I'm going to share with you what I mean. So, by the way, congratulations. As a real estate professional, you got 15 jobs. Okay? Onboarding, listing management, lead generation, transaction coordination. I'm pretty sure there's more jobs than this, but these are at least the 15 jobs that I thought about. Would you guys agree? Yes? Okay. So my advice, if you don't want to have these 15 jobs, is start to document every single one of these jobs so you can eventually leverage it to a virtual assistant or an artificial intelligence agent. Okay? So documentation is how you're going to be able to delegate at a high level. How many of you already have an assistant? Okay? How many of you want an assistant, but you guys are not hiring an assistant because you don't have the documentation part of it? Yes? Okay? So one of the ways that I would help you guys to create SOPs is either do them on ChatGPT or record yourself on Loom doing what you do, and then have that transcribed and that be your SOP. Just record yourself on screen. It's the easiest way. So this is my advice. Do this, and I did it all for you. So here's a 50-page SOP playbook for you guys. This playbook has every one of those 15 jobs documented already for you. I didn't even get an applause for that, man. Let me take that back. Let's go. All right, so here we go. This is another point, right? Vision without execution is hallucination. Execute. Take action and implement. And I asked AI to give you guys a message here. And this is what I'm talking about. Look, check this out. This is Steve Jobs.
Hi, EXP Realty. It's Steve. You're not here to sell homes. You're here to change lives. To build something that didn't exist before. In a world full of noise, clarity is your superpower. So think different. Strip away the ordinary. And build a real estate brand so powerful it becomes unforgettable. That's how you build Dallas. Let's grow.
Boom! Let's go. Awesome. Right. So I took Steve Jobs' voice. I took his mannerisms, and I actually created an entire training around this, but this is just a clip of that, right? These are all my tools that I use. I have an AI book that you can download, AI trainings, a whole bunch of leverage tools, and actually I built this on Lovable, okay? So again, I'm using the tools that I'm talking to you guys about there, so check that out. And make sure you guys give me a follow on social media. It's I am Leo Robles on all platforms. And if you comment AI on my Instagram or send me a direct message on Instagram, all of these slides will be sent over to you automatically. Okay? Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you.